Tonight, we investigate a story that has gripped the digital world, moving far beyond the confines of a standard reality television competition. When the lights dimmed on the season 23 finale, the public saw a young man from Louisiana accept a second-place trophy with an almost eerie level of composure. But as we dig deeper into the frame-by-frame analysis of that night, a different narrative begins to surface. Did the runner-up already know the outcome before the envelope was even unsealed? We're looking at the evidence that suggests the most watched moment of the year might have been a scripted formality, and how the man at the center of it is now rewriting the rules of the industry. But the glitch in the finale was only the first clue in a much larger puzzle. Before he was a face on every screen, this young man was navigating the halls of LSU as a biology student, living a life that felt worlds away from the bright lights of Hollywood. In the small community of Addis, Louisiana, he was known not as a star, but as a dedicated worker at his family's local meat market. It was here, between the counters and the textbooks, that he developed a vocal style that sounded like a ghost from the 1990s country music scene. Investigative sources close to his early years suggest he was leading a double life, meticulously hunting a persona that the industry initially rejected for being too authentic. He wasn't just a student. He was a carefully constructed throwback in an era of manufactured pop, waiting for the right moment to strike. Those who knew him say he spent years preparing for a break that many thought would never come, practicing his craft in the quiet hours while his peers were focused on more traditional careers. This foundation in hard labor and academic discipline created a resilience that would be tested in the most public way possible. Yet, his drive wasn't fueled by ambition alone, but by a tragic secret he kept hidden from the cameras. The emotional weight of his journey stems from a dark chapter in 2022 that almost ended his musical aspirations before they began. The loss of his close friend, Maggie Dunn, in a catastrophic incident involving a high-speed police pursuit through Brushy Bayou, left a permanent mark on his psyche. While the media focused on his viral performances, few knew the reported truth, that he allegedly carries a final letter from her during every performance, tucked away where no one can see it. This connection to a local tragedy gave his music a haunting quality that resonated with millions, but it also raised questions about the heavy emotional toll of his fame. There are whispers that his most famous song wasn't just a tribute, but a way to process a level of grief that the cameras were never meant to capture. The reality of that day continues to shadow his success, serving as a constant reminder of what was lost on the road to the spotlight. It was this raw, unfiltered pain that millions connected with, though the full story of that afternoon remains one of the most guarded aspects of his private life. But as his emotional story took hold, a new controversy began to brew on social media that threatened to overshadow his talent. The internet erupted following the finale with what fans have dubbed Envelopegate. Viral clips circulated showing a split-second moment where it appeared the contestant caught a glimpse of the winner's name before the official announcement. His reaction, a knowing, peaceful smile, sent conspiracy theorists into a frenzy, claiming the entire competition was a setup to launch his career without the restrictive winner's contract. While the network maintained the integrity of the vote, the suspicion that he was too prepared for his loss has never truly faded. We've analyzed the footage, and the timing is certainly curious. His lack of shock was almost professional, leading many to believe a secret deal had already been struck behind the scenes. This speculation has transformed him from a simple contestant into a figure of intense mystery, with many wondering if losing was actually the best business move he ever made. The narrative of the uncrowned winner became more valuable than the title itself, creating a massive wave of support that translated into record-breaking engagement numbers. If the loss was planned, it points to a level of industry strategy that few saw coming. Rumors of a secret alliance with country music icon Dwight Yoakam began to surface shortly after the show ended, suggesting that a major label deal was in place long before the public was aware. Some insiders claim the independent artist storyline was a facade designed to boost his relatability. While he eventually addressed these claims in a rare public statement, the mystery of his rapid ascent remains. How does a runner-up secure the level of funding and exposure usually reserved for the elite? Speculation continues to swirl about silent investors and high-level management teams that have been navigating his career with surgical precision. The truth about his contractual status remains one of the most sought-after pieces of information in Nashville, with many wondering who is actually pulling the strings. It's a game of smoke and mirrors that has kept him at the center of the conversation for months. His camp has been notoriously tight-lipped, which only adds to the aura of a man who is being groomed for a level of stardom that transcends the usual reality TV trajectory. And his next move would take him thousands of miles away from the world that created him. As 2026 began, he made a move that baffled industry veterans. He took his Louisiana sound to Switzerland. This sudden international pivot, starting with a massive performance at the Rose Parade and leading into a European tour, suggests a strategy to bypass the traditional Nashville gatekeepers. Sources say he faced significant resistance from major U.S. labels who wanted him to change his sound to fit modern radio trends. By heading overseas, he is proving that his neo-traditional brand has a global appeal that doesn't rely on the approval of industry executives in Tennessee. This defiance has become a hallmark of his 2026 journey, as he builds an empire on his own terms. The decision to launch an international tour so early in his career is unprecedented for someone in his position, signaling that he has the financial backing and the confidence to ignore the standard industry playbook. He is no longer just a singer from Louisiana. He is a global brand that is proving authenticity can be a powerful currency in an increasingly artificial market. The question remains, is he a rebel by choice, or was he forced out of the very system that made him famous? Tonight, we see a man who has successfully transitioned from a meat market in Addis to the global stage, but the journey has been anything but simple. Whether he truly saw that name in the envelope, or if his success is the result of a meticulously planned independent strategy, the impact of his rise is undeniable. He represents a new breed of creator who understands that mystery and controversy can be just as important as the music itself. As he continues his 2026 tour, the world is watching to see if this Louisiana native will finally reveal the full truth behind his rapid ascent, or if the Foster Files will remain one of the industry's most successful secrets. He has proven that the spotlight doesn't always belong to the winner, but to the person who knows how to keep the world guessing. In the end, his journey tells us more about the current state of fame than any trophy ever could. What happens when the mystery finally unravels?